A Parson's chameleon can do something that's basically the reptile version of hitting the snooze button on life. Know what it is? Keep watching to find out. If you've already welcomed a Parson's chameleon into your home, you probably know that these little creatures are the definition of chill. But just how chill are they really? Well, they have a habit of making you feel like you're living with a reptilian philosopher. Slow movements, deliberate pauses, and an air of quiet wisdom. It's like they figured out the art of Zen without even trying. But here's the kicker. Their egg-laying habits are so slow it could make even the laziest of humans feel a little too energetic. The Parson's chameleon, Caloma parsoni, is a creature that commands attention. As one of the largest chameleons on Earth, they're a striking presence in any home. When you're lucky enough to care for a Parson's, you're taking on a pet that's part living dinosaur and part majestic color-changing wizard. For those of you who already own one, you know it's not just a pet, it's an experience. These creatures hail from the rainforests of Madagascar, particularly those high, misty mountains where the humidity is as thick as a tropical smoothie. In the wild, they live in dense forests, often perched in the trees, slowly moving from one branch to the next, seemingly in no rush to go anywhere. In your home, though, they may be living out their best life in your spacious, temperature-controlled terrarium. Speaking of size, let's talk about the sheer magnitude of this chameleon. The males of the species can grow to a staggering 27 inches, which is just under 2.5 feet of chameleon awesomeness, and while the females tend to be smaller, usually around 13 to 15 inches, they're no less striking. Their size alone makes them one of the most impressive chameleons you can have as a pet. Now, in terms of color, your Parson's chameleon is a walking, breathing mood ring. Depending on their environment, mood, and sometimes even the temperature, these guys can flash a variety of colors. Greens, blues, turquoise, and yellows are all within their range, which is pretty impressive considering how hard it is to pick a favorite color yourself. But you won't find them going through these color changes randomly. These changes are subtle and deliberate, kind of like your chameleon is saying, "I'll just chill in this color for a while, thanks." But don't let their slow pace fool you. They're still capable of some serious moves when the situation calls for it. The calm, methodical pace of their movements might make you think they've figured out the secret to eternal relaxation, but this is just their style. It's almost like they're the laid-back gurus of the reptile world, reminding us that sometimes the key to life is simply not rushing through it. And yes, just like the rest of us, they age. In captivity, these chameleons can live up to 15 years, way longer than your average chameleon, which is another reason why they're considered a special breed among reptile enthusiasts. They're in it for the long haul, which means they've got plenty of time to become a true companion. Well, if you're one of the lucky few who's got a strong enough bond with them to handle their more solitary nature, chameleon owners, are you making a deadly mistake without even realizing it? Let's hit the pause button for a second. If you're not 100% sure your care routine is spot on, you might be putting your chameleon at serious risk. Most people miss one or two crucial details, and the consequences can be heartbreaking. But there's good news. This new guide reveals the must-know secrets to keeping your chameleon healthy, happy, and thriving for years. It's quick, eye-opening, and could prevent the kind of mistakes that silently lead to illness or worse. Don't wait until it's too late. Click the link in the bio or description now. When it comes to diet, these chameleons aren't picky, but they do appreciate the finer things in life, like large crickets, hornworms, and roaches. If you're already a Parson's chameleon owner, you've probably figured out that they're not afraid to show off their carnivorous side. They might even surprise you by occasionally munching on some plant matter, or if you're extra lucky, a little fruit now and then. But don't expect them to be fruit lovers on the regular. They prefer their protein-packed snacks over a fruit salad any day. Now let's dive into the care essentials, because as a Parson's chameleon owner, you already know it's not all sunshine and rainbows when it comes to their care. These guys need the best to thrive, and that means paying attention to their very particular needs. Their enclosure needs to be nothing short of a mini rainforest. If you thought a regular terrarium would cut it, think again. Your chameleon needs extremely spacious living conditions, ideally a 4x4 by 6 feet vertical space. I'm talking walk-in terrarium aquarium vibes. It's like setting up a luxury apartment for them, and it doesn't come cheap. Humidity is another factor that can't be overlooked. These chameleons come from high humidity areas and they need a similar environment to feel comfortable. You'll want to keep the humidity between 60 to 80%, but don't just rely on a simple misting. An automatic misting system might be the way to go if you want to keep things consistent. Keeping the air too dry will definitely make them feel right at home with the Sahara Desert, and you definitely don't want that. Temperature is another one of those things that requires a bit of finesse. During the day, you want to maintain a range of 72 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit or 22 to 27 degrees Celsius throughout their enclosure, but you'll need a basking area that hits 85 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit or 29 to 32 degrees Celsius. At night, you can lower things down a bit to 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 to 21 degrees Celsius. Basically, you're creating the perfect little tropical vacation for your pet, complete with different temperature zones and a poolside basking area. Now, UVB lighting is essential for their health, just as it is for most reptiles. This helps with calcium metabolism, which is vital for their bone health. Without the right UVB lighting, their bones will get weaker over time, which is something no one wants. Make sure you've got a high-quality UVB light set up for them, because trust me, a healthy Parson's chameleon is a happy Parson's chameleon. When it comes to handling, let's get real. These chameleons are not the kind of pet you want to cuddle with on the couch. They're solitary creatures that prefer to be left alone. They'll tolerate your observation, but don't expect them to enjoy being picked up or held. They get easily stressed, and the last thing you want is a stressed out chameleon. So observe them, take in their beauty, and leave the cuddles to your more touch-friendly pets. But let's be honest, they're not exactly hands-on creatures. You'll get to know your Parsons through quiet observation, learning their moods and color changes as you go. It's like living with an enigmatic philosopher who communicates in colors and slow, deliberate movements. All right, it's time to answer that question you've been waiting for. Why do Parsons chameleons get the reptile version of hitting the snooze button on life? Well, the answer is in their egg-laying habits. These creatures are so slow that their eggs take up to 2 years to hatch. That's right, 2 years. So the next time you feel like you're moving too slowly in life, just think about your Parsons chameleon. At least you're not waiting 2 years to find out if your little one is hatching. Before we wrap up, if you're serious about caring for your flap-necked chameleon, there are some essentials you can't skip. We've only scratched the surface, but for a deeper dive into keeping your chameleon happy and healthy, there's an amazing resource waiting for you. Want to know the 12 signs your chameleon might be unwell? Curious about the conditions they need to thrive? Or maybe you're unsure about what's dangerous to feed them? Head to the link in the description for all these tips and more. It's the ultimate guide from must-have supplies to critical care mistakes you'll want to avoid. Click now to make sure you're giving your pet everything it needs. Up next, the colorful secret agent of the savannah. Get ready to meet the flapneck chameleon, a master of disguise with a tongue like a rocket and eyes that move like they're in a video game. But there's way more to this quirky climber than meets the eye. What unique feature allows the flapneck chameleon to spot prey without moving its head? Keep those eyes peeled, adventure's coming.